Have you ever wondered if what you believe is true, or if it's just an illusion? Søren Kierkegaard once said there are two ways to be fooled: believing something false or refusing to accept what's real. It's an idea that hits close to home because, for much of our lives, we often live in ignorance, content with what we think we know. But every now and then, someone or something comes along to shake us awake, forcing us to look at the world in a completely new way. These awakenings, though unsettling, are the key to growth and understanding. They've inspired myths, stories, and philosophies throughout history, each pointing to one simple truth: leaving the darkness behind is never easy, but it's always worth it. One of the most famous stories about stepping out of ignorance and into understanding is Plato's allegory of the cave. Maybe you've heard it before. It's one of those lessons they teach in school that you only really understand much later in life. Today, we're going to explore this story, uncover its meaning, and connect it to other timeless ideas like the myth of Prometheus and the hero's journey. In Plato's allegory, he describes a group of prisoners who have spent their entire lives chained in a dark cave. These prisoners can't move or turn their heads, they can only look at the wall in front of them. Behind them, a fire burns, casting shadows on the wall. People and objects pass between the fire and the prisoners, creating shadows that the prisoners see and interpret. To them, those shadows are the whole world. They don't know about the fire or the real objects casting the shadows. Then, one day, something incredible happens. One of the prisoners is freed. At first, he's confused, he's never seen anything but shadows, and now he's exposed to the fire, the objects, and eventually the world outside the cave. The sunlight blinds him, and he struggles to understand what he's seeing. It's painful and disorienting, but slowly, his eyes adjust, and he begins to see the world as it truly is. He sees reflections in water, the shapes of trees and mountains, and finally, the sun, the source of all the light and life he's been missing. This freed prisoner experiences a transformation. He realizes the shadows on the wall were nothing but illusions. Filled with a sense of purpose, he returns to the cave to tell the others what he's discovered. But instead of being welcomed, he's met with disbelief and ridicule. The other prisoners, still chained, can't understand what he's saying. They're so used to their shadows that they refuse to believe there's anything beyond them. To them, the freed prisoner seems crazy or foolish. This story isn't just about some imaginary cave, it's about us. It's a metaphor for the human condition, for how we often cling to comfortable beliefs even when they don't reflect reality. The cave represents ignorance, and the journey out of the cave is the search for truth. But as Plato shows, that journey isn't easy. It's uncomfortable, and it can be lonely. People might reject or even fight against those who challenge their way of thinking. Does this remind you of other stories? It should. The idea of a person discovering truth and facing resistance is one of the oldest and most universal themes in human history. Think of Prometheus, the titan from Greek mythology who stole fire from the gods to give to humanity. Fire, like the sun in Plato's story, symbolizes knowledge and enlightenment. Prometheus's act of rebellion helped humanity progress, but it came at a cost. He was punished by the gods for his defiance. Similarly, the freed prisoner in Plato's allegory faces rejection and hostility when he tries to share his knowledge. This theme is part of what Joseph Campbell called the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a pattern found in myths, stories, and legends from all over the world. It begins with a call to adventure, where the hero leaves their familiar world and enters the unknown. Along the way, they face challenges, gain new insights, and are forever changed. Finally, they return to their world, bringing back the knowledge or wisdom they've gained. In Plato's story, the freed prisoner is the hero who ventures out of the cave and returns to help the others. In the myth of Prometheus, the hero's journey involves stealing fire to bring light to humanity. We see this same pattern in stories throughout history. In Buddhism, Prince Siddhartha leaves his palace and comfortable life to discover the truth about suffering. He becomes the Buddha and shares his teachings with the world. In The Lord of the Rings, Frodo's journey to destroy the One Ring transforms him, and he brings hope and peace back to Middle-earth. Even modern films like The Matrix echo these themes. Neo awakens from a false reality and fights to free others. These stories all point to the same truth. Finding wisdom means stepping into the unknown, facing challenges, and then helping others see the light. But what does this mean for you? Plato's allegory isn't just a story from ancient philosophy, it's a guide for anyone seeking to grow, learn, or change. The shadows on the cave wall represent the illusions we live with every day. These could be societal expectations, misinformation, or even our own fears and doubts. Breaking free from those illusions requires courage and curiosity. It means questioning what we've always believed and being open to new perspectives, even when it's uncomfortable. This journey isn't easy, but it's worth it. As the philosopher Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. If we never question the world around us, we risk staying stuck in ignorance. But when we take that first step toward understanding, we begin to see life in a whole new way. And once we've seen the light, we have a choice. We can keep it to ourselves, or we can try to help others see it too. Even if they don't listen, our efforts matter. The journey to enlightenment is as much about helping others as it is about transforming ourselves. So, are you ready to take that first step? Will you question the shadows in your life and search for the truth beyond them? The journey might be hard, but you're not alone. Like the freed prisoner, like Prometheus, like countless heroes before you, you can find the light and share it with the world. If this idea resonates with you, if you're ready to keep exploring life's biggest questions, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Together, we'll keep pushing past the shadows and into the light. Thank you for watching, and remember, every journey begins with a single step. Will you take it?